Hi, welcome to your lunar forecast for the week of March 5th through the 11th. I'm Judith Royal, archetypal astrologer, and for the next few minutes, I'm going to talk to you in the universal language of light so that we can sync our energies with the rhythm of our beautiful universe as the moon reflects the sun's light into the darkness of the world we live in. This week, we have the archetype of the archer, the Sagittarius archer, because Sagittarius will rule the third quarter moon that we have this week. And Sagittarius has always got such a positive attitude, always aiming high to the higher mind, and will help us do that. And I think he knows an archetypal secret. And that is that the word sin, S-I-N, is actually an old archery term that simply means missing the mark. So none of us have sinned, but all of us have missed the mark and made mistakes. And then, like this archer, you just try again. So I think that's the key to positive thinking, especially for this week. I have 3 things that I want you to take away from this talk, and that is, first, this week your head, your thoughts are going to be firmly wedded to your heart, and they're going to take fire. There's going to be some combustion in all of your relationships. Secondly, the Sagittarius third quarter moon on Friday is going to have a little edge to it because he's going to kind of fly off the handle, and we might also. And it's just an energy where if you're in something competitive, you won't want to back down, even though you should, right? The third thing is I want you to go ahead and mark your calendars for March the 11th. Because starting this week, you're going to be building some enormous courage to break a barrier, an inhibition, and you're going to risk showing us a side of yourself that you've never shown before. Pretty fun. Now, this week, we're in the third phase of the moon, so it's the finishing up week. But we're in the moon cycle that began with that powerful solar eclipse, February 15th. And I want you to think back also to last week's full moon in Virgo, because something was illuminated then that you're going to need to keep with you as we go into this week. And also, we're taking with us that powerful series of meetups, those spiritual epiphanies, and actually they've been some real eye-openers that we've had that culminated Sunday, March 4th. So bring that with you as we start this week, Monday, with a deep dive in the Scorpio moon. So stay tuned. This is the beautiful Sagittarius constellation to inspire us to aim high by asking ourselves before we act, what is my purpose in doing this? So with that in mind, let's talk about this week's compatibility with your moon sign and your sun sign. And if you don't know your moon sign, just shoot me an email and I'll look it up for you. But this week, you people with air signs, you're still underwater, and you're going to have to wait until April 24th. We don't even have the moon in an air sign this week. But we do have water, fire, and earth, lots of it, because on Monday, with the Scorpio moon, we have the first of those fiery events, which is that Mercury will leave Pisces, where really we've been learning by osmosis. And Mercury will now go into Aries, and there we have decisiveness that we didn't have for a while. and sort of the thrill of debate, just loving to explore some new and original ideas. But we could be a little headstrong, like Aries, and impatient, but it's really going to get our minds on fire. Then Tuesday, we still have a Scorpio moon, but Tuesday, Venus catches up with Mercury and she moves into Aries. Now, Venus in Pisces was all about unity and oneness and compassionate love. Now, in Aries, there's a different story. This is her most flirtatious sign. It's got fiery passion in it and really sparkling effervescence. So Venus in this sign brings us a great deal of enthusiasm, and it's sort of like we're going to always be in the Sadie Hawkins dance, because she will inspire us to go after what we want as women, right? So on that Tuesday also, Mars and Venus are together now in fire signs until the 16th. And also, you can look for the exact pairing up, the exact degree of Mercury, your head, and Venus, your heart, on the 13th of March. So you might want to put a heart. I put little hearts on my calendar for things like that. And then Wednesday the 7th, we get the afternoon Sagittarius moon. It's sort of a yummy, lucky day, a real feel-good day because of all the lovely aspects with Jupiter in the mix, giving us some gifts. So Thursday, we have the quarter moon I already talked to you about, and we also have Jupiter is going to go retrograde until July the 11th. And what is that going to be about? I think it's going to be about counting your blessings. Then Friday, we still have that Sagittarius moon in the third quarter, and he will be conjuncting Mars and in a lovely thing with Uranus. But that's the one where you won't want to back down. But remember, it's the perfect time to ask yourself, what is my purpose in doing this? Saturday, the moon's in Capricorn. And remember, it's Saturn in Capricorn that is bringing us these so-called sobriety checkpoints. They have nothing to do with alcohol. They have to do, well, they might, but they have to do with this inner tension that we'll feel to really get organized, get focused, pull our goals together in a step-by-step fashion. So Saturday, you're going to be tempted to be discouraged and to think negatively, so just don't let that rain cloud sit on your head. Then Sunday, the moon is still in Capricorn and making a lovely trine with the god of lightning. So here, I think you're going to feel some real resourcefulness, or at least more so, and just that feeling of out with the old, in with the new. So it's a super abundance of energy. So for your 2.5 days of the month that the moon is in the same sign as your birth moon, or in the same sign as your sun, the moon being to be, the sun being to do, think about the fact that this week we have 3 planets in water, 4 in fire, and 2 in earth. And again, air, you're holding your breath, but not for too long. Okay, and now I'm going to tell you about the road ahead, and it looks really great. Hang on. Steve Martin once said, "If you don't understand life, you're not watching enough movies." And I love that quote because, of course, he's talking about the fact that Hollywood sometimes presents us with exactly the archetypal image that is shifting in our collective consciousness. You may recognize The Truman Show, which was about a man who was born and raised in a Hollywood set, totally a lie, not reality, but he didn't know that for many, many years. And I love this one quote in the producer's booth up there. They were observing at the end, Truman starts figuring it out. And one of them asked, "Christoph, let me ask you, why do you think that Truman has never come close to discovering the true nature of the world until now?" And the director answers, "Well, we just accept the reality of the world with which we are presented. It's as simple as that. But not us, because we aim, like that archer, for the higher mind, which is the same thing as saying we aim for the truth. And the world of the ego, the world of chaos and conflict, is the lie. We just have it sort of upside down." So I'd like to leave you also with a quote from that Truman Show that I think sums up everything. So Truman asks at the end, he says, "Wait, was nothing about my life real?" And the director answers him, "You were real. That's why the show was so good." So go be real, and remember, if you get stuck, I do individual readings, so just give me a holler. Bye for now.